Noche UFC just recently wrapped up, and I'm going to recap the entire card, starting with the first fight of the night, working my way up to the main event, which ended in a controversial draw, which I'm excited to get into. Guys, make sure you smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn the post notifications on, and make sure to share the video as well. And let's jump right into the first fight of the night. It was Josefine Knutsson versus Marnic Mann, and Knutsson clearly was the winner of the fight. There was no argument there as far as what it went down to, which is, like 30-24 on one of the scorecards. But I'll tell you something straight up. Knutsson lacks that finishing ability, and even her corner was pissed about it because Marnic Mann was outclassed in every facet of the fight with Josefine Knutsson, and she could not put her away. So now you're moving on up in the UFC rankings. Don't expect Knutsson at minus 700 again. And she wins in a fashion that was dominant and impressive, but she hasn't been able to get those finishes. Isis Verbeek on Contender Series, which is why she didn't get a contract. Now UFC debut doesn't get a finish. But as far as the skill set that we see with Knutsson, really solid striking, good athleticism, very strong control in the clinch and in the grappling positions. She knows how to use her weight well on top, gets some damage off, but is definitely going to go towards winning the fight, on the judges' scorecards over looking for a finish. She's not a finish hunter, which I think does harm, the capability for the UFC to market you, and potentially, tricky matchups if she's outgunned and losing 2-1. The odds of her then getting a finish in that third round, because it just doesn't seem like she has great finishing ability, isn't great. But beating up Marnic Mann for 3 rounds, we saw that Knutsson is UFC caliber for sure, which we already knew after Contender Series, regardless of her not getting a contract. Clear W, ass-whipping, one-sided fight. Josefine Knutsson, congratulations for the debut. Clean win. Next fight, Charlie Campbell, Alex Reyes. Dude, the Reyes family is just taking losses after losses inside of the cage, man. Alex Reyes, the brother of Dominic Reyes, got his ass whooped by Charlie Campbell. He got rocked on multiple occasions, but still stayed in the fight before crumbling. And, thankfully the referee saves Alex Reyes. And let's be 100% honest here. At 36 with a 6-year layoff, come on, man. Charlie Campbell just smoked him. He might be getting those UFC walking papers. The only reason he wouldn't would be because his brother's Dominic Reyes, because that's back-to-back first-round knockout losses, and it's over a span of like 6 years, which is not optimal for a UFC career. Now, respect to Reyes getting back into the cage and giving it hell. I mean, he tried with Charlie Campbell. It's just Campbell was the way more sharpened sword. He's an active fighter that did really good in a loss on Contender Series where he was beating up Chris Duncan until he got chinned. And now he chins Reyes. So good W for Campbell. His hands are nasty. After the fight, did a little WWE-style post-fight interview with Daniel Cormier, where he's like, I don't care what you think. Just know, guys, he told Cormier about that before. I saw him whisper something to him before they read off the official decision, and then the interview commenced after that. So note that was planned. Good move by Campbell, though. He's trying to bring some WWE flair. He's a New York guy. I think he's got a cool personality to him. He's a fucking heavy-handed guy with good hand speed, kicking skill, solid grappling defense, and he made mincemeat of Alex Reyes, who I have to say, though, deserves a little round of applause for, after all the injuries and time off, getting back in the octagon and giving it his best, but unfortunately was far from enough here because Charlie Campbell knocked him out in the first round. Next fight, Tracy Cortez, Jasudavicius. Tracy Cortez's hands looked more crisp and fast than I have ever seen her throw before. She was landing with precision on Jasudavicius' face, and that was pretty awesome, man. I thought that Tracy Cortez was the rightful winner at the end of it. She did more damage to Jasudavicius, especially with the punching. Jasudavicius had some wrestling moments, but ultimately didn't garner any damage from top, just pretty much some control time in that second round. Tracy Cortez won 2 out of the 3 rounds. I believe one judge had it 30-27, but Cortez by a unanimous decision. She brought the heat to Jasudavicius late too and put the stamp on the win. She looked damn good. Respect to Tracy Cortez getting it done. She's a solid girl, 29 years of age, and right now, looking at it, 29 years old, she's poised to really be making a serious run here at 125 pounds. And I look forward to seeing how far she can take it, because the way she beat Jasudavicius was pretty fucking impressive here. So great win for Tracy Cortez. I don't know, in the future, I could see a Natalia Silva fight for her, who has a win over Jasudavicius as well. Edgar, Cháirez, Daniel Lacerda. What the fuck can I even say about this one? Unfortunate. Cháirez has a standing arm in guillotine, and the arm of Lacerda looks to go limp, and then the ref jumps in, stops it, and Lacerda's fully awake. It's like you could say, oh, he maybe was out for only a second, but also he could be trying to relax while he's in this submission attempt and just allow Cháirez to gas his arms out. It's one of those situations where Tayoni jumped on it too early. 5 seconds later, we might have had a definitive answer, but it seemed like Lacerda was still with it. So they call the fight a no contest. Lacerda 0-4-1 no contest in the UFC. I think you have to rebook him and Cháirez. I want to see it again. Let's rebook this thing. You can't cut Lacerda after that. He was at least looking more calculated than before and was landing takedowns. And I still think he could be live to beat an Edgar Cháirez in a rematch. So count me in for the rematch. Let's run it back at UFC Brazil, like Lacerda said afterwards. You can't cut Lacerda, dude. He's just too entertaining. He's got too much swagger. Even though he's 0-4-1 no contest in the UFC, he could still potentially beat Edgar Cháirez. He's a Chute Lima guy. Chute box Diego Lima, I should say. Bring him back. Bring him back again. For sure. Next fight, the lock of the week, Roman Kopylov hits. He ran over Josh Fremd here. Very good kickboxing after like the midway point of the first round when Kopylov made his reads on Fremd. Landed a ton of precise kicks and punches, beat Fremd up and busted his nose with an uppercut late in the first round, and Fremd was just leaking out. Respect to the durability, though, by Josh Fremd, because he was taking an ass whooping, was refusing to go down, but rocked on numerous occasions. And then Kopylov catches him with the body shot that crumbles him. Absolutely magnificent. Roman Kopylov is a poised guy right now at 185 to really get a big jump up in the rankings with a super technical kickboxing skill set, very good takedown defense. Fremd could not get him down. He trains in Dagestan. He's working with some savage wrestlers. Kopylov styled on Josh Fremd. Respect to the durability of Fremd, but it was a Kopylov showcase fight, and his kickboxing is a real problem at 185 pounds. And with that Dagestan wrestling defense, I'm keeping my eye on Roman Kopylov moving up the ranks, and obviously that's why I called him the lock this week. Next fight on the card was our featured prelim. It was Lupita Godinez versus Elise Reed. So in this fight here, Elise Reed got absolutely manhandled for the most part. She was dropped and rocked in the first round. She was rocked more in the second. Lupita Godinez was slamming her and slammed her late before she got the submission win. I just feel like Godinez was a monster here. Now, something I got to say about Reed is how the fuck did she not tap to that first round armbar? Explain that to me. Because that shit looked fully locked in and extended. Beyond extended. I mean, for fuck's sake, do I got something I can bend over here? Let me say, this pen is her fucking elbow. We're doing this. We're doing this. The pen's not breaking. It's like Elise Reed's fucking arm flexibility. Holy shit. Holy shit. I was impressed, man. I'm putting this shit in my ear. I was impressed because Elise Reed looked like, sure, I don't know, what is it? The super flexible. I don't know the fucking name of the thing. I'm thinking of somebody with crazy flexibility. I don't know. It looks like something out of a freak show. Now, granted, she was strangled in the second round by Lupita Godinez, who was beating her up and clearly won the fight and kicked her ass for the most part. But Elise Reed's arm flexibility is something that maybe we got to study because that just didn't really make sense. That was wild. The Godinez, clean win, huge W for her on Mexican Independence Day. And I do think at 115 pounds, she's still a real prospect. It was an awesome win here, strangling Elise Reed. We jump to the main card opener, and if you guys haven't yet, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. It's Kyle Nelson defeating Fernando Padilla in what was a big upset. Padilla, hot Mexican prospect on the come-up, knockout power, the KO of Julian Erosa. Kyle Nelson, kind of like a vet that maybe didn't look to turn that corner to top caliber in the UFC, but damn. He's got 2 wins in a row now. Blake Builder and Padilla, underdogs in both. Called out Cub Swanson after, which I thought was pretty badass. He was the guy, like, I know some people say, oh, I thought Padilla could have won. I don't know. Watching it live, I felt like Kyle Nelson may have done enough, man. He was kind of sticking Padilla with the better shots. Padilla, I don't know, he's a little loose with his punching, I feel like, and doesn't have crazy snap on his shots. The takedown defense for Padilla was there. Nelson didn't really threaten with that. He was ripping low kicks early, which kind of limited Padilla's mobility and kicking game, right? Padilla just turned into a boxer late. And I feel like Kyle Nelson edged it out 29-28 here, and he got the clean win that I thought he deserved. But damn, bro. That's an upset. That's a good upset, man. Because Padilla had some hype on him with that knockout of Julian Erosa. And I mean, bro, he's 15-5. He's now got the same record as Kyle Nelson. Nelson's really got his shit together now. He's got his flow going now. He's better than before. He's found comfortability in the UFC. Now he's on a win streak. Calls out Cub Swanson, which I thought was pretty cool. Does he get that Cub Swanson fight in Canada? I don't know. I love the call out. I think it's in the right direction, but I don't know if he'll get it. But right now, Kyle Nelson is quietly making a little bit of a run. Because 2 wins in a row over guys that were expected by the masses to beat him and the bookies. Impressive. Kyle Nelson, big W, big upset. Next fight was Daniel Zellhuber and Christos Giagos. Hey, Daniel Zellhuber looked good. But damn, it wasn't without some oh shit moments. In the first round, Daniel Zellhuber was badly rocked by Christos Giagos' hooks. Because Zellhuber, I don't know, looked a little stiff early. He wasn't in it early. Granted, started finding his range in the first round towards the end. Second round, starts landing clean shots, seems to be taking over. Bro, Zellhuber defended every single takedown that Giagos shot with relative ease. Now, he's 6'1" with good length, and it seemed like Giagos he had nothing for him on the wrestling. Could not even get to him. Zellhuber in the stand-up starts finding home to shots, hurting Giagos a bit. So now Giagos is panic shooting. He's like, fuck, I got to get him down. I can't sit in here and strike. He gets himself put in Anaconda. Anaconda, I'm 99% sure. Let's double check. Yes, Anaconda. Nasty strangle by Zellhuber right there with a big win over Christos Giagos, which I really think for Zellhuber right now, this was the type of win that he needed. Okay, he can overcome adversity. He's got a chin on him, got a good personality that he showcased after the fight. And Daniel Zellhuber got it done, beating Giagos. Yeah, he was a good-sized favorite here, but still, he was fighting a crafty veteran, and he dealt with some adversity and overcame it. Zellhuber's a good prospect. I keep my eye on Zellhuber if I was anybody, paying attention to the UFC, specifically 155. He's got a great frame, and he's only 24, dude. 24 is crazy. Let's get to the feature bout. Raul Rosas, Terrence Mitchell. Okay. Raul Rosas, awesome performance. Awesome. Put it on Terrence Mitchell. But damn, Terrence Mitchell is swinging like a fucking backyard fighter. Wide shots from way out of range. Zero fight IQ out there. Rosas did his thing. This is no knock at Rosas. Great way to win. The way he beat Terrence Mitchell with ease like that is the way he needed to win. Mitchell is swinging from fucking halfway across the cage. He's missing. 14-4 now. 14-3 coming into this thing. I said on the live stream, I don't know what bar they're picking up some of these opponents in Alaska at. Because that doesn't make sense to me. That record versus the reality makes no sense to me. And now Mitchell's 0-2 in the UFC. I'll tell you this, Terrence Mitchell's got a cool vibe to him. He seems like a funny guy, so I'm not trying to hate on him too bad. But just doesn't have the UFC skill set. The fight IQ was not there. Punching from way out of range. And dude, he's 33, almost 34. If he was 19 right now, if he was the same age as Raul Rosas, I'd say, hey, we're working with something. He's just a kid. But he's about to be 34 years of age. That's arguably past your prime at 135 pounds. Rosas ran him over. Clean win with relative ease for him. Beat Terrence Mitchell up, rocked him, dropped him, ground and pounded him. TKO, 54 seconds. Clean W. Snaps the, I don't know, it doesn't snap a losing streak, but it snaps back at the haters that said he was done for. But granted, the opponent we threw him was fucking styrofoam. I don't know, man. I don't know. Terrence Mitchell, He looked better against Simon, and I don't know what happened. It was just horrible, horrible fight IQ. Like, it's almost like if I said, hey, go get knocked out, but make it look real. And you're just swinging like this, just trying to let the guy get a clean shot at you. Not saying that's actually what happened. Not making theories up. But I'm just saying, if somebody did do that, that's how it would have fucking looked. And he got his ass whipped. Great performance by Rosas Jr., destroying Terrence Mitchell, who, if I'm the UFC, he goes from featured bout of the night to walking papers, unfortunately, because that was a rough performance, man. That was really bad. And at the age he's at, there's plenty of guys on the regional scene that would smoke him. You can run to these regional scene events now, and I think guys would beat up Terrence. Maybe that's where he's going next. I don't know. Nice guy, though. So hopefully they paid him good for this. I hope so. And if they give him another shot in the UFC, it'll be a good meme. I'll keep my eye on it. But, yeah, the odds of him winning at a high level, no. Rosas, he's 18, about to be 19. He could take it far. Good performance. Good win. Co-main event. Okay. Kevin Holland, Jack Della, Maddalena. The result of it was a split decision win for Jack Della. And I'm not going to sit here and say that it was a robbery. I'm not going to really complain about the decision. Just the style of fight that ensues with Kevin Holland sometimes is playful, sparring-like at times. Now, why is that? Because I believe he felt if he overly opened up with Jack Della Maddalena, he was going to get caught. And you could see throughout the whole fight, the clear winner was Jack Della. And I picked Kevin Holland going into this fucking full discrepancy, so you know there's no bias here. Jack Della won the fight, and you can't argue with me otherwise, dude. Jack Della first, Kevin Holland second, Jack Della third. I think that's a fair assessment. It just seemed like Kevin Holland just struggled with Jack Della's boxing skill on the inside. And I feel like Holland's options on the inside were limited because he's not confident in any bit of wrestling here. And then he was trying to clinch up a bit, rip some elbows and stuff like that, but nothing was really sticking. And Jack Della, the reason he's so successful, I believe, in striking with guys like Kevin Holland, who's high level, is the fact that he rips to the body well. And he's comfortable out of both stances. He's not a heavy kicker, man. Kevin Holland was throwing a lot more kicks. There were some nice front kicks and side kicks up the center, but like Holland would get awkwardly caught, like turning his back to Jack Della and then rip with shots. To me, that looks horrible. The effect of aggression, Jack Della all day. The more damaging shots, Jack Della all day. The fight, Jack Della all day. But now we ask ourselves, okay, so Kevin Holland just lost, and Kevin Holland's a real popular guy, and I'm pulling my phone out, not because I'm fucking sending a text, but I want to get the UFC rankings up, and I want to check them out. Kevin Holland's in a spot now where he lost to a damn good prospect, but it does hurt him as far as his welterweight career goes because he ain't really going to be able to move his way up to the top, man. That's the truth. All right, Jack Della just beat Kevin Holland. The Chiesa curse continues, I guess, and I said it wasn't going to happen, but it did. Kevin Holland loses. You lose to Michael Chiesa, you lose your next fight. It's a lock. It's a guarantee. So something to know if Chiesa ever fights again. Okay, as a fan of high-level fighting and as a throw it to the fucking wolves mentality sometimes that I have, I think we go Jack Della versus Ian Gary. Enough of this bullshit. Let's find out who's the better prospect. Let's make it happen. Now, the actuality in that, probably on the lower side. I actually think that like a Jeff Neal fight is potentially next. I could see Jeff Neal versus Jack Della being something that they make. It wouldn't be crazy if we somehow saw Jack Della Wonder Boy, but I don't know. You know, I think it's a little too fast up the rankings with Wonder Boy. And that's a hard fight. And Wonder Boy just denied the Pereira fight. So Wonder Boy's on the UFC shit list. He only wants to fight forward. And I say just give him the Usman fight. So if I'm the matchmaker, I'm looking at the Machado Gary fight, but probably not going to do it because you know what? We're going to try to build both stars. I know how this game works. I think you're looking at a potential Jeff Neal fight for Jack Della next. They could go the Sean Brady direction, but they just have to be concerned about the grappling skill set of Sean Brady. That's a worry, right? And then Vicente Luque is obviously someone you could potentially do for Jack Della, but he's super well-rounded. How cautious are we trying to build these prospects? Because there's a lot of power in Jack Della Maddalena's name for the Australian market. So I think the right matchups are something to expect. I might be way wrong for who they throw at him next, but just some ideas. For Kevin Holland, it's a fight that kind of bounces you out of the rankings. Potential move up to 185 again might be the move. I couldn't really imagine. I don't know exactly what's next for Kevin Holland, but he's still a UFC fan favorite. He's still a popular fighter. He's still going to get paid well. It was just, an unfortunate performance that he clearly lost. Good win for Jack Della. Main event of the evening. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you smash the likes. And if you're new, subscribe. All right. The main event ends in a draw. And I would say controversial for sure. How I looked at the fight live is I scored it 3-2 for Alexa Grasso. But I could definitely see the argument towards scoring the 4th round for Valentina Shevchenko and her potentially winning it on the opposite end, 3-2. So what rounds did I score for Alexa Grasso? Well, I give her the 2nd, the 4th, and the 5th round. For Shevchenko, obviously, 1st round, 3rd round, close 4th round, real close 4th round. And if you look, Shevchenko had good moments, and then Grasso had success with knees inside. Obviously, Shevchenko was looking to put her hand on the floor, but I guess the rule is there has to be weight upon that hand for the knee strike to be illegal, which, I'll be honest, I don't know if I'm just playing devil's advocate or if I never heard that before. Let me know in the comments if you guys remember hearing that. I never really heard the commentary ever talk about weight needing to be placed on the hand. A downed opponent is an opponent with one hand on the ground, right? But I guess now you have to have weight on it. The game is very interesting in this Mexican Independence Day card. So Grasso's ripping knees. Hey, I'm counting them as legal strikes. On the inside, though, Shevchenko still ripped her with an elbow. So you look at that round, it was pretty toss-up. So I'll say true coin flip round 4. You can argue either side. I'd have to sit there and go back, rewatch it, and dilly-dally and do that. No, I want to give you my live take because the judges are scoring it live, so I'm giving you my live scorecard too. We can say this, and that afterwards, digging into it more deeply. But this is right now, right after the event. I scored it for Grasso. The Shevchenko argument's there. And then we have a draw that ensues, which is a robbery. The draw is the robbery here. Why is the draw the robbery? Because of how it happened. Because the draw to me is not sensible by any means in the fucking game of MMA, right? A 10-8 round means complete and utter dominance for the most part. Now, I've heard they want the judges to be more loose with 10-8, yada, yada, yada. Valentina Shevchenko clearly was whipping Alexa Grasso until a mistake put her on the ground, got her back taken, got beaten up. Grasso was throwing shots, looking for submission attempts, made Valentina Shevchenko bleeding. Clearly won the last round, for sure. There's no argument. If you score the 5th round for Valentina Shevchenko, Michael Bisping, I think you're fucking looking at the fight with 2 eyes closed. Because that doesn't make any sense to me. Valentina Shevchenko clearly lost the 5th round. Bisping was way off on that call. I saw him posted on Twitter. Come on, Bisping. Go rewatch the fight and tell me that. Finishing the fight strong in the final round, absolutely damaging your opponent with ground and pound, having their back sinking in, even though not a close choke, a choke is going to be like good kickboxing, but no significant damaging moment. So there's no argument there. So Bisping, I don't know what your video is going to be about. I know it's coming out. And guys, if you watch that, make sure you mention that I said Bisping's way off on that one. I'd say it's a delusional take. Looking at the scorecards, though, a draw is fake, though. It's fake news. It's not really fake news, but it's weird. Mike Bell scores the 3rd round for Shevchenko, the 4th round for Shevchenko, the 5th round, 10-8 for Grasso. And why didn't I read off the first 2 rounds? Because I meant to do the 4th round first, but it's fine. So it's Shevchenko in round 1 for Mike Bell, Shevchenko in round 3, 4, and then a 10-8 5th round. Mike Bell scored a 10-8 5th round. I'm trying to allude at that. That's what I'm saying. Mike Bell scored a 10-8 5th round, which caused the fight to be 47-47 a draw, which is crazy to me. Now, Sal D'Amato, he gave Shevchenko 1, 3, and 4, giving it 48-47, which I can't really fully argue with, right? Junichiro Camacho gave Grasso rounds 2, 4, and 5, which gives her the fight, which I think is fair too. Like, I couldn't have really argued a winner on either side because there was no absolute with that 4th round. It was so fucking close. But a 10-8 5th round doesn't make sense. So really, the proper scoring would have been 48-47, split decision win for Shevchenko. Now, after the fight, Shevchenko alluded at, it's Mexican Independence Day. They don't want to steal it from him because after they announced the draw, it's not like they said, normally they say, but the champion will retain the belt and still champion Tyron Woodley. I feel like they don't say it with as much passion. They said the fight is draw, but, and still, crowd goes fucking crazy like Grasso just won the fight. Mexican Independence Day, Noche UFC card. I don't know, boxing-like. A little boxing-like with that. Very interesting. Now, as far as my scorecard, I did give the fight to Grasso, but if it would have went to Shevchenko, I would have said no robbery. How you come to a draw is not sensible for the most part. I thought when I first heard it, I'm like, is there a 9-9 round? They score the 5th 9-9? I don't get it. I don't think that was a 10-8. It wasn't. It was not a 10-8 round. It was a 10-9 round for sure, Biswing, for sure. So, Alexa Grasso, my winner, the judge's winner, 2 of them split, and then 1 draw. So we got a robbery in the fact that Valentina Shevchenko, due to these judges' scorecards, should have won the fight with proper scoring. Though I thought Grasso did get it done, it's a fucking argument of a coin flip. Flip a coin, heads or tails. This is a super close fight. We have to see it again. So now we got a draw, which sets up the trilogy between these two, and that has to be next. Don't tell me anything otherwise. And I'm going to tell you what is a good fight to put on that card. You put Manon Fiorot, Erin Blanchfield. The winner of Grasso Shevchenko fights the winner of Blanchfield Fiorot for the title. That's the perfect way to do it, guys. And it has to happen now. Because a young fighter, I mean, granted, Blanchfield could chill. She doesn't have to rush. But it just makes sense. You got to ride the momentum. And they throw Fiorot Blanchfield in there. Real number 1 contender fight right there. I kind of like the idea of it. Because picking between the two is impossible. You know why? They're both ranked number 2. It's tied. Let's break that tie and let's find a number 1 contender. And let's do Shevchenko versus Grasso too. And then we set up the winners to fight one another. I'm telling you, women's flyweight 2024, I think the best year for the division ever. The highest level talent we've ever seen in that weight class. I mean, look at Natalia Silva on the come up. Even Tracy Cortez, who won tonight. Erin Blanchfield's there. Manon Fiorot. We still got Talia Santos, who's a monster. Rose Namajunas is chilling in the weight class, even though she lost to Fiorot. And then we got Grasso and Shevchenko at the top. That ends in a draw. And still Grasso in the main event. It's a draw, but a winner was robbed. There should have been a winner. At the end of the day, 10-8 for that 5th round is a robbery. It's not a draw. It is what it is. The judges, people are making theories up. I saw them in the live chat during the Fight Companion about, they took extra long. Vegas is in it. We can make all those theories all day long. At the end of the day, it is what it is. And the fight ended in a draw, so if you were betting either side, at least, probably, unless you bet like the 3-way option with the draw, you're getting the cash back on it. So for the bettors out there, hopefully you're doing all right after that main event. Grasso, Shevchenko, my scorecard should have been Grasso. That was Grasso. The judges call it a draw. Even Stevens, with a weird 10-8 by Mike Bell, which to me was just not justified at all. Let's review the picks. It was still an awesome night, okay? I still love the card. I still had a great time watching every one of these fights. Draw in the main event. We won. No, we didn't. Kevin Holland lost. I lost in the co-main event. I won with Rosas over Mitchell. Won with Zellhuber over Giagos. Lost with Padilla over Nelson. Holy shit. Good win there for Kyle Nelson. You're going to say this guy's just throwing hindsight 2020. I remember doing tape on this one and thinking, Kyle Nelson's an interesting dog. But I'm like, no way he's beating Padilla. And I picked Padilla. And you guys will probably say, after the fact, it's easy to say fair. But I'm just telling you my honest thoughts. And if you know me, I like to be honest. I'm telling you what I thought. Kyle Nelson, though, the rightful winner, I got that one wrong. Lupita Godinez, Elise Reed, good W for me there. Kopylov, the lock of the week, beating Josh Fremd. That was awesome. Great work with the lock. And then Cháirez, Lacerda, no contest is what it is there. I had Cháirez. I had Jasudavicius to beat Cortez, but the underdogs did not bark for the most part tonight, besides Nelson, and took an L there. Good win for Tracy Cortez. Had Campbell over Reyes, and in the first round, I thought it would happen. It did. Good win for Campbell. And Knutsson to beat Mann. Got a W there. So what do you got? 1 win, 2 win, 3 win, 4 win, 5 win, 6 wins, right? With 3 losses on the night. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 3 losses, 1 draw, and 1 no contest. So 6-3, 1-1 on this card. Very interesting record for me. 6-3, 1-1. But hey, the most confident pick section was pretty fuego too, alongside of the lock of the week, because you know what, 3-0 and 1 no contest in the most confident pick section. I say that's pretty damn good. And then the lock of the week hit. The underdogs, unfortunately, didn't come through. Holland split decision. And then draw in the main with Grasso. And then Jasudavicius losing. It is what it is. Overall, though, very happy with another UFC card. This Noche UFC. I got more action coming on the channel. So make sure you guys keep your eyes peeled on it. I'll be dropping the Vegas 79 picks later today. So keep your eyes peeled for it. Much love, my people. Smash the likes. If you're new, subscribe. Definitely let me know what you thought of the picks and the week's worth of content and the fights in the comments. Would you score the main event? Let me know. What was everybody's main event score? I'm very curious to hear what the masses are thinking after that one. My people, I appreciate you all. If you don't have the post notifications turned on, make sure to turn them on. Don't leave them just on personalized. Put them on all so you don't miss a video. And if you got nothing to say in the comments, but as always, just enjoy the content, drop a W in the chat to boost the algorithm for your boy. Much love, my people, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace, everybody.